Thank you, Carla. That was perfect. That was wonderful. That was exactly as I wrote it. Now, I'd like to ask you to stand up. If everybody could stand up, please. And if you don't mind, take a look at the person on your left. All right, great. Take a look at the person on your right. Perfect. And now I want you to look at the person who's the smarter of the two. Okay, don't look at me. You can look at Carla. All right, great. Have a seat. You know, it's great to have fun in sales, isn't it? And at Southwestern Company, we take our jobs very seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And so today I'd like to invite you to have fun. I'd like to invite you to laugh with me, laugh at me, whatever works. All right. So I also want to encourage you to take some notes. Does everybody here have a note-taking sheet and a pen? Great. Carla and I have spent a lot of time preparing for this workshop, and we put together a great agenda. We have designed the workshop, to accomplish a couple of things. First and foremost, we want you to understand some of the things that top producers have in common, and also some of the technical sales training ideas that you can leave today, this workshop, and put into use right away. So before we get started, take your note-taking sheet and just tear it in half, all right? And on the right side of your sheet that you've torn in half, I'd like for you to keep that for yourself and take notes. Take notes all over it. And then the left side of the form, go ahead and put that to the side for right now. Because as we're going through this workshop, you're going to hear some ideas that you think of other leaders that you know might find really interesting and enjoyable. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity at the end of our time together to introduce me to a few people that have come to your mind. Now, the second thing that I hope we'll accomplish today is that Carla and I are going to share the details of our one-on-one coaching program. And so as you're hearing the concepts today, and it's really stirring you to have excitement about growing professionally and personally, then I invite you to go for it. I mean, get a coach. But if you don't, that's okay too. We want you to have comfort in whether you get a coach or don't. How does that sound? All right, great. Now, the topic of our workshop today is top producers, the habits of top producers. So who in here would like to be a top producer? Okay, hopefully you do, and you're not just thinking to yourself, well, I'd like to just be a mediocre version of myself, right? By a show of hands, who here has a goal or two? By a show of hands. Okay, great. Now, I'd like for you to write that goal at the top of the paper that you're taking notes on. Just go ahead and write that goal down, all right? And now ask yourself these questions. First, do you have a specific plan to accomplish that goal? Is that goal measurable? And finally, who is holding you accountable for achieving that goal, right? In working with thousands of individuals in hundreds of companies across dozens of countries, we found that in order to be operating at the top of your game, and not just hitting your goals, but actually exceeding your goals, it takes mastery in a few areas. So the first area that we need to master as sales professionals is our skills. So on the left side of your triangle in your note-taking pad, please write the word skills. So what are some of the skills that we need in order to be effective in sales? Right? Okay, we need to have good follow-up. Perfect. What else? Right. All right, we need to be able to generate leads to be able to follow up. Perfect. Anything else? Of course, we have to have a great presentation. Anything else? Right. Answer objections. Right. Close for a decision. These are all really important skills, and they're learnable skills that we need to continually be developing, right? Now, have you ever known someone who was a skilled salesperson, but just really never reached their potential because they lacked the motivation? Now, don't point. But the second area that we have to master is motivation. And motivation is not something that we're born with. In fact, people that are motivated can actually lose their motivation if they're not cultivating it. And so there's a science behind sustained motivation. And so in our understanding of our coaching, we talk about the long-term vision and the short-term goals. We talk about a purpose bigger than our paycheck and an attitude of abundance and gratitude, as well as just, having good self-talk. So all of these things kind of fuel our motivation. We work at all these aspects in our coaching. And of course, it's not just enough to have great sales skill and to want to do it better. To reach our full potential, we really need to have great systems. And so on the right side of the triangle, put the word systems. And when I talk about systems, this includes the processes that we use for managing our time and managing our follow-up and putting information into our CRM and understanding our sales metrics. These are all systems that we need to have good working knowledge in order to be successful. And of course, while Southwestern does do sales training, we don't really consider ourselves to be just a training company. We're not just about giving more information or sharing ideas, right? We're truly about changing habits. And in the center of your triangle, put the word habits, because we want to help you change habits through one-on-one accountability. So write accountability along the outside of the circle and ask yourself, who's really holding me accountable? Because we all need outside accountability in order to truly change our habits.